So, sir, very good morning and a warm welcome to the Thoughts on Education initiative from College Dunia, where we are trying to bridging the gap between the top management and the students. So, let's start with the interview. And first of all, can you tell us about your journey in education domain and your designation in this college?
So, Rahul, everyone. Uh, I've been into academics for 6 years now, and I work with prestigious brands such as Report and Love. I'm also leading the hospitality chain, corporate chef, the costs, and at Ambala Institute of Hotel Management, which is under the NCHMCP, private IHM actually. I am currently the officiating principal and the vice principal. I do look into culinary sessions for bakery, for pastry, for continental, and I also am a certified beverage trainer from WSET London.
Okay, sir. So you have been a journey in education domain. So what keeps you motivating towards continuing this journey in education domain?
When you see my students do well, there is nothing more fulfilling. And here from Darsina will be that when you see a student doing well, he's excelling, getting a good job, getting a management training, working for top brands, nothing more satisfying and fulfilling.
Shows a sense of satisfaction. So, being a principal, officiating principal of this college, how do you plan your courses so that students can come and pursue their courses? What is the key plans in strategizing your courses and what courses to run, which courses to run in which field? How do you guys plan this?
So, Ram, what really happens is that we are under the NCHMCT. So, curriculum is predefined for all the items that are across the country. But we do believe that we need to go beyond the curriculum, and so we do take inspiration from what's happening in the industry, the current trends in the industry, and what we need to feel for. Plus, the addition that we have is that we are attached to our own five-star hotel. We have an upcoming five-star hotel which will be operational in the next 4 months. Where things are right now. And this helps us bridge the gap between the industry and the academy. See, what happens, I'll give you a very simple example, Rahul, that when somebody wants to study, wants to become a doctor, you go join a medical college. A medical college is always attached to a hospital.
Yes.
So, the gap between what they're going to do in their life and what they are studying for is virtually non-existent. You go and do hotel management, there is a lot of gap between the theory and the practicality. I don't have to plan a visit, a hotel visit for my students. I just need to grab their hand if they are in any doubt and take them to the hotel, which is inside my property. Okay. And see, we do understand the last 20-25 years have belonged to chefs. Since chefs have been for good, of course, he is the torchbearer of the chefs in our country. But I firmly believe that the next couple of decades belongs to sommeliers and wine educators and economists. So for that, we recently tied up with the WSET group program provider, a wine club basically. And we're trying to understand what is the trend for the future and of course overcoming the COVID-19.
Sure, sir. So, question for the students is that how do you make available to your students? How do you guide themselves and how do you keep touch with students in your busy schedule?
Well, see, the only reason I entered academics is not just to be an administrator but to be a teacher. I regularly, like half of my day is devoted to running the institute and the other half of the day is devoted to teaching students. I take classes pretty regularly and 3 to 4 hours every day. I don't miss out on my practicals. I happen to be a chef. I don't, if I'm away from my practicals for a couple of years, maybe I'll get out of meetings. Just kidding, but yeah.
So, sir, when you joined this institute, you must have some vision for the institute. How far have you implemented that vision and how far are you from your main goal? that you want to be?
Well, Rahul, we just started. We are a very virtual institute. We started about a couple of years back. So, yes, the vision, of course, the management has a vision. I have that vision to make this a center of excellence. Okay, we want this to be a premier institute in the country of giving hotel education. And like me and General Secretary, happens to be part of the management, we both have international degrees. We both have done our hotel management abroad. So we know what is happening in Lausanne, we know what is happening in top colleges in Switzerland. We're trying to get that to India. And we're trying to get that to, at a fee, which is like NCHMC virtually nothing. If you compare it to others. So we are trying to bring that level of education over here so that we can provide that to our students. Because see, the hospitality industry even abroad is ruled by Indians, Southeast Asians basically, but a lot of Indians. So the journey, they start off on a very rough patch. The result comes in 7 to 8 years. My idea at Ambala IHM, management's idea at Ambala IHM is not just to create a workforce. We're not looking at creating labor for the hospitality industry. We are determined at creating managers for the industry. There is a lot of labor available. There are a lot of, I would not like to name any institutions per se, but there are universities taking 4,000, 5,000 students every year. So we are limited, 120 students, we are capping. We try to make them managers. And so far, I think we're looking on plan. It seems that we are on.
So, see, you talked about the foreign and Indian education. So, how do you rate Indian education system as compared to foreign industry in the industry of hotel management?
But I think the Indian education system, right from class nursery to PhD level, is pretty rigorous. Abroad, it is pretty easy going. I can be very frank here. So that is the idea that they are very focused on what they are trying to do. That's why we create a lot of managers. We are trying to teach everything to everybody. We are trying everybody to know everything. Yes. That's why we're creating labor.
Sure.
So no offense, but I think with the new education policy coming up, so even the government realizes that. If you go through very carefully, you do realize that the government has realized that there is some shift of paradigm which is possible, and the government is working. So yes, we are just trying to do our best.
So, what opportunities a student get in your institute to join the industry in the industry perspective? How industry-ready students do you create while the course?
See, Rahul, of course, the opportunities are plenty. Like another month or so, I'll be able to give you a better answer that we are going to be attached to this hotel. We are in talks with 4 or 5 leading brands to partner with for running our hotel. It's a 5-star. This bed's first 5-star. Okay. So, of course, the students have to be industry ready. Plus, what we are trying to do is that we need to understand that the hospitality industry is not just about hotels. A lot of elements to it. I can count 20 careers that a hotel management student can do it. So we are trying to create that equality first. That every student should feel that I am not inferior to anybody else, I'm equal and I can achieve this. We need to create that winner attitude. Okay. And most importantly, we need to guide students in the correct direction. Let me tell you, a lot of people join the hospitality industry leadership. And a lot of them realize, and sometimes they realize it pretty late, I think I'll be a pretty good front office manager. I think I could do wonders if I go to the airline industry, or if I could go into the tourism sector. So that's sort of personal attention. I think it's possible when you don't have a lot of students. That's why the capping of seats comes into play. That you're not looking to educate 500 kids per year. That is definitely not our plan. We're trying to create a niche market. students to make industry. You can join as management trainees. Eventually, they can become managers, and if they want to go abroad, yes, another couple of months, I'll be in a better position to answer that as well. We are in talks with the leading Swiss hotel school for a program that students can do 3 years in and go for their masters abroad for a 1 year program or a 2 year program. But I'll be in a better position to answer that in a month.
So, if you tell kind of what kind of courses and what type different kind of courses you provide, and what you already told us that 120 seats is the seating capacity of the institute, and you don't take more students to just bring the quality. So, is there any only particular course or many number of courses related to the management, hotel management?
So we are running 2 courses, and they both are under the NCA University. One is the BSc, which is run by all ISMs. We are a private ISM, so we are running that. That's a 3 year course with a 6 month internship. The option of interning abroad, of course, is there. And the second course we are running is a craftsmanship course in food production and patisserie. So this course is open to students who've done their class 10. Okay. And this is an 18-month program with a 6 month internship. These are the 2 courses we are primarily.
So student can directly go into hotel management after 10th by this course. Yeah.
Awesome. Student like straight away get into hotel management, then they just 1.5 year program. And they can get the craftsmanship course.
And also for students from different backgrounds and different regionals, what the services and how do you ensure the safety and well-being, and what kind of opportunities provide to them if they are economically weaker sections, if any kind of support provided by the institute?
For that, all the government scholarships, which are available on the NSP portal. So first, student can apply for that through us. We are recognized under that. So all of those are applicable. And secondly, yes, on case to case, we think that the student needs attention as far as the fee is concerned. Of course, the management is quite a bit liberal when it comes to that. Yes, that is on a case to case basis.
And what is the involvement from different regionals, that like if a person student come from outside region, then how institute is how welcoming for the students from outside?
It's absolutely welcoming. See, I am sitting in Ambala. I belong to the management is from Ambala. I got faculty with my FFP from Chennai. I was working 1 day in Chennai as a restaurant manager. Then I got a chef instructor who's a Bengali. Then I got my housekeeping staff, which is typically from Punjab, from them. So of course, we are very diverse when we are hiring. So these things help. If there is a student, let's say from Bengal, or if there is a student, let's say from Chennai. So I have somebody who can understand the local language if there is any problem. But otherwise, yes, we have students from all walks of life represented under the institute. We take admissions for the exam. So I have students from Jharkhand, I have students from the Northeast, I have students from Lucknow, I have students from Delhi. Of course, Punjab, Haryana, Himachal is there. But I've got students from every place possible.
Next question, that in last 2 years we have seen a COVID situation. So how do AIHM has managed to educate its students throughout this situation? How you guys are managing? Because hotel management, I think, includes a hands-on practice also in industry.
I do understand.
So
Rahul, I'd like to answer that question in 2 phases. The first phase is how we manage. And the second phase is that students would need to planning. I'll answer both of them. See, what happened is that we belong to a very, a city which is not very populated, let me put it that way. Because it's a huge campus. It's a 45,000 square feet campus for about 300 kids. Okay, so what really happened is that the moment the government allowed that we can open up, we got the DC permission from the DC, and we started the college. The only college which were running for 5 months last year. Okay, last year it was combined running for 5 months. I still have my physics classes going on. We are sitting in the month of August right now, and a lot of universities, a lot of colleges are not. So what happens is that they have students in excess of 10,000. Okay, so the moment there is a problem, one student enters and there is outbreak can happen. See here, the entire faculty team, the entire support team, the entire management are vaccinated. Plus, we ensure that the students are vaccinated. Physical distancing is being maintained in classrooms. We've divided the sections into maximum student strength of 15, 1-5. So, and the classroom is ideal for about 50 kids. So, we've taken that down to 1/3 of the capacity. Of course, we more faculty members to support that, but we're doing it. Okay, that's the first part of it, that how we manage. Okay, and if you've been following Amul's Facebook page, where a lot of chefs have been going online live. So we're the only college in the country whose students have started going on. 26th June, I believe. My first student went online, and she was the first student at that time. Now she's in second year. And if you wouldn't have trained her on campus, she wouldn't have had the confidence to go and cook a classical French dish online, live for the audience. And that's a big platform with thousands of people watching. Of course, we train the students, and pretty happy about it, not proud of it. These are circumstances where you can't be proud about anything, because it's an unfortunate thing that the world is going through. So we're at least happy that we've been able to provide some education, which we wouldn't have been able to provide if we would have been sitting with thousands of students. Okay, that's the first thing. Even the hostels, for that matter, we have hostels with 3 seaters, but we had empty rooms and all that. We immediately shifted that to 2 seaters, so that we could ensure physical distancing in our hostel. Secondly, coming down to COVID, see, we are a very brave that's very brave. We've seen Spanish flu came about 100 years back. We've seen 2 world wars. Hospitality industry has always bounced back up. People will not stop traveling. There is a term called revenge tourism. That is something that I've doing my research on. Okay, so the moment zara si window aati hai, we've seen Himachal Pradesh traffic jams. All the celebrities are in Maldives. जिसको कुछ नहीं मिला वो कम से कम 50 किलोमीटर दूर जाके कहीं रहने लगा. Sitting at homes in isolation. I mean, everybody who says, "Oh, tourism to khatam hai, hotel industry to khatam hai," I think laughing. Yes, it's taken a step back. It's not finished. It can never get finished. And the students who they are enrolling right now need to understand that we're sitting with about 15% of our population fully vaccinated with both the doses.
Yes.
It was 14.something%. I checked a couple of days back. So the way things are going, they're going to be graduating in 2024. Come on, this virus has to do this. There is no other way. Sure. The best part is that they're fortunate enough that they don't have to go to the industry right now. They'll be going to the industry in 2024. That is the time when the entire world will be vaccinated. People will be opening up, countries will be opening up. So that's a huge opportunity. Like when Commonwealth came to India, the students who were graduating at that time, they saw an opportunity to all hotels are coming. Similarly, when all these major things happen, the world opening up, what can be bigger than that? That is going to be hospitality too.
Sure. Absolutely, and that's all from the VAR side. If you want to tell us about anything about your institute that people should know, so you can share your thoughts.
So this will be on your screen right now.
Yes, sir.
How the start of the building is. This is what I've been talking about, Rahul, is the post-COVID stats. So will not take much of the time here. Anybody who is this interview can of course take a screenshot. So post-COVID boom, as I said, in travel industry happening in 2023 or 24. That's the time when the students will be graduating, and we happen to be affiliated to NCHUCT. And of course, getting a BSc, which is a sciences degree, is better than getting a BHM degree, which is an arts degree, it's a humanities degree. So the students who are planning to move abroad for their higher education, they should definitely consider a BSc or a BHM for that matter. It's a very beautiful campus. I'll show you some live pictures also. Okay. In our BOG, we do have Chef Parvinder Singh Bali, who is the corporate chef for OCLD, which is the management training program for Royce. We've got Dr. Professor Sudhir Andrews, he's the former principal for IHF Pusa. He is the former founder director OCLD, former founder director for Baksha, which is that group. He's a celebrated hospitality author. I graduated in 2007. I was reading his stuff as a Bible. It's still considered as Bible to a lot of people. Professor Dr. Y.G. Tharkan, he's former Dean of the Department of India, and he's a very celebrated author, he's a very celebrated person in the industry. And apart from that, this is how the campus looks like. That's my computer lab, that's the training restaurant, that's the front office lab, that's the library, and the basic training kitchen. I've got 5 kitchens in the institute. If I count the kitchens in the hotel also, I've got 11 kitchens in the entire property, 6 for the hotel and 5 for the institute. And they're absolutely different. There is no intermingling. Okay. This is a picture clicked last evening for you guys. So this is how the institute looks like. It's beautifully placed on the Chandigarh highway. It's right on the main road and it's on the outskirts of the city. Another couple of kilometers, you'll enter Punjab and Haryana. So we're right on the border. This is how exciting life can be at Ambala IHM. That's half of our team. And the students, picture, students doing some playing with muffins, playing with fire, making some mocktails. As I said, we are the only hotel management institute to affiliate with an international wine and spirit school. The MOU just happened last week, so I'm glad I could show this to you right now. Okay.
Awesome.
Now, the most important slide. This is the NCHM CP result for last year, which is awaited for this year. At the end of the second counseling last year, we had an opening rank of 120, and these are all the institutes in this belt, like Haryana, Punjab, Himachal. I've counted each and Chandigarh, of course. So I've counted each and every institute in Chandigarh, UT, and 3 states which are joining us or we are part of. Okay, so we had an opening rank of 120 and a closing rank of 9537. Even Ambedkar IHM, which is the pinnacle of considered the pinnacle of hotel management, is that had an opening rank which is 3 times higher than. So if we can get students who are higher rankers to study here, we must be doing something different, isn't it?
Awesome.
Okay. So anybody who is viewing this can take a screenshot. This is not my data. This has been picked up from nchncounseling.nic.in. That's a government site. Of course, I've collated it. But if you spend about half an hour, 1 hour on this site, you'll be able to get the same data. Okay. So if anybody wants to get in touch with us, get in touch with us. Touch with us on different social media. Okay, and that's it from my end. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for giving us time from a busy schedule. We hope students might get some help from this interview and plan their future in hotel management.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. Have a good day, sir.